Hello, welcome back to my channel, 310 Stitcher. My name is Jade. I'm the 310 Stitcher here on Flosstube as well as Instagram and Facebook, although I'm not on those platforms too much. I try, but real life sometimes gets in the way. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you're in the right place. This is my little corner of the YouTube world where I like to chat about the things that I'm doing crafty wise. Mostly it's cross stitch, but it is also knitting and spinning and crocheting. So I'm here for a regular Flosstube update. Now that the retreat is done, and the next one is set up temporarily. Well, not temporarily. The next one is set up. Registrations right now are only open to the 2025 attendees, and they will open to the rest of the world on September 19th. So I have a little bit of a respite. I do have to make some updates to the website and stuff. But anyways, if you're interested in joining our next Stitchy retreat, please keep an eye on this space. Okay, so what do I have for you today? I have a lot. I have a finished object, which is incredible. I'm so excited about this finished object. I have a whole bunch of whips, both regular whips and my ABC Stitch With Me whips, which was my letter D this time. And I have a little bit of purchases that I made, and I also have some crochet that I'd like to show you. Anyway, so let's get going. So let's start with the finished object, shall we? I'm so excited. So I finished my first Mirabilia. So this is Royal Games 2. So she's been washed, but I have not ironed her yet. And there she is. I'll come in a little bit closer. So she's very wrinkled, but she's got beautiful beads. And then I'll flip her around so you can see the Queen of Diamonds right side up. She's beautiful. If you see mistakes, don't tell me, please. I did a lot of ripping out on this, but no, it's amazing. I had this mostly finished 2 weeks ago, and I had like half a dozen stitches in random places to just to put in, where I just misunderstood where the beads went as opposed to actual stitches. So I got that done yesterday, and she is all done. So I'm going to oh yeah, there's different sizes of beads too. So there's those little ones, and then there's, you can see the big ones that are necklaced. And well, they're not just in her necklace, they're also on her cloak. And then the Queen of Diamonds has 3 sets of beads. So there's those red seed beads, there's black seed beads, and then there's bugle beads. So I'm super excited about that. I have to just iron this and then see if I can find a frame. And then that means that I get to start her companion piece, which is Royal Games 1, where the other 2 queens are, right? So the Queen of Hearts and the Queen of Spades. So I will, that will probably, excuse me, that, sorry. Sorry about that. Frog in my throat. So I will start that probably this week. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going into a really crazy stretch for the next month and a half, so I'm not 100% sure, but she will be started at some point. When I'm ready to start the next Mirabilia, it will be Royal Games 1, so that I have the matching piece to that. So probably what I will do, because I want them to be in matching frames, so I will, once I iron her and go, I don't know, I'll go to Michael's or something and see if I can find a frame, and I'll probably buy 2 of them so that I have the frame ready for the other one as well, just so that they have, so I'm guaranteed that they have matching frames. So that was my finish. I'm super, I'm so excited about it. And I have to say, I was using, did I put it away? I put it away. So for the majority of the beads, I was using invisible thread, which was a nightmare to use. Like when they say invisible, they mean invisible. It was just really hard to use, and I was having such a hard time, and at some point I just thought, okay, screw this, and I just got a floss, one strand of floss in a matching color to the bead, and I was using that, and I enjoyed it so much more. Like it was fun actually to bead, as opposed to before it was a big slog. But the other thing that made a huge difference was one of these, I don't know what they're called, tacky bills, tacky bobs, I don't know, I even know. It made a huge difference. Like I would just pour out a few beads at a time, and they would stay there. They weren't going flying everywhere. It was awesome. Okay, so let's go to our whips. I'm gonna pull these out, not in any particular order, but bear with me for 1 sec while I just want to have my notes here. Okay, so the first one is the 2025 Heaven and Earth Design Cell. And if I have a picture, I'll post it up here. But I put in last week, so I'd missed working on this for a few weeks while the whole, everything was happening with work and with the retreat and everything. So this past week, I put in 2,500 stitches into this project. But then I also worked on it today, and I finished part 1, which is exciting. So part 1, there were 4 pages across the top. There it is. I finished that completely. So that's 4 pages. And then I moved my frame back to the beginning, and I started working in the parked threads that were from the bottom. So I got all of those in. So that was today. Oh, I didn't write it down. I think that was about 1,100 or 1,200 stitches. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that. And finally I'm on part 2. So what that means is that I've only got 2 pages left to complete before the end of this year. So if I complete two more pages, so that will be 6 pages total out of the 12 that there are in the piece. Then I will get a copy of all the other, I don't know, 10 or 11 patterns that were offered as part of the stitch along from Heaven and Earth Designs. And I would like that, because I do have a couple of, there are at least 2 patterns that I wouldn't mind starting. So yeah, so that's that. So this is going away for this week. I have a new sort of rotation, I guess, this whole like the past month where everything was just super busy and I was focused on the retreat and work was insane. It kind of gave me a bit of a reset. So I've made a few changes, so we'll talk about that going forward. Not crazy changes, but anyways, so that is Jolly World. So that's the first one I wanted to show you. And I'm just gonna pop these over here. Okay, sorry about that. I had to rejig things a little bit, so apologies if there's a bit of a what am I trying to say? If the video's a little bit patchy. So since I have this here, before I switch off, because this is what I was working on, that is what Jolly World will look like when it is completed. Okay, next I would like to show you, just because I'm going to pull just from the top of the pile, okay? I would like to show you a new start. And this is called Winter Wolf, and it is by Artisy. And that's what he looks like. Doesn't he look amazing? So this is by Artisy. It's not huge. It's 200 wide by 250 high, so it's not huge. It has a total of 50,000 stitches, and I have completed 1,114 stitches. Now you'll see I don't have very much margin. Slightly more on the side, but it's still only like 1.5 inches, a little bit more on this side. And then very little on the bottom as well. So when I go to frame this, I'm gonna have to add some fabric on the outsides, but that's 1,114 stitches, all in 939, which is looking like it's black there, but it's not. It's stark blue. Let me see if I can just adjust this a little bit. Okay, anyways, this is being done on 28 count even weave. So not a big project, but I already beat my, I started it and then I already finished my goal for it for this year actually. So with my new starts, I wanted to, anything that I started after August, my goal would have been to just get to 0.5%, and I'm at 2.23% already on this one. So I don't know that I'm not going to work on it again. I probably will work on it again, but at least I know that I've met the goal for this year. Okay. Next. Okay, so the next one I'd like to show you is another one of the projects that I have been working on a lot this year, and this is called a Pompeian lady. So she's a mini. That's what she looks like, or what she will look like when she's finished. I'm working on the top there. And I have my notebook closed because of course it did. Okay, so from a Pompeian lady, I put in 593 stitches plus 789, so 600 plus 800, so about 1,400 stitches last week. And that's what she's looking like there. So I've been I filled in a lot more of the ninja stitches that were in here. And then I started working on her face. I was a little worried about how her face would look, but I think she's looking great in the image there. When you're looking at her up close, it's like, oh, some of the colors are really weird, but when you pull it back, they look better. So anyways, I would start in there, and then I would bring the stitches. I wanted to finish the thread, so I would bring the stitches down. So that's exciting. And then when I come back, so I'm gonna finish her, and then I want to come back and I'm gonna put this back into a bigger Q-snap so I can reach the whole thing. It's not very wide. That's the end of it right there. So I'm gonna put it in an 8.5 by an 8 by 11 frame so I can reach the whole thing, and I'm gonna just go right across and then down, work my way down from there. Yeah, so I think she's looking great. So that's a Pompeian lady. Okay, next is another piece that, let me just pull it up here on my markup. It's another piece that I've been working on most of the year, and that is the Coliseum. So for the majority of the past several months, I've been stuck in this central area here. And so let me just actually, so if I go view full chart, preview. No. I don't know that you're going to be able to see everything I've done. So definitely those pages are all complete. And then there's a lot in here. There's a lot of really like white and light yellow stitches. So they're hard to see in there. But yeah, so I want to finish this little section here of building so that I can then move the Q-snap to get to something that is not sky. And that's where she's there. So as you can see, there's a lot of stitching, and there we go. You can see that there's a lot of stitching in there, but I'm trying to finish this little section. So once I get to around there, then I'll move the Q-snap, because I am ready to see something different. The blues and whites and pale yellows, I'm really kind of over for now. Okay, so what did I put into that? I put in 495 plus 445, so I put it in about 1,000 stitches, and I'm at 30.8%. So I have 47,207 stitches completed out of 153,584. This one is being done, by the way, on 22 count even weave, which I tea-dyed myself. I didn't tell you, sorry, the Pompeian lady is being done on 25 count even weave, 2/1 half cross. Coliseum is also 2/1 half cross. And Jelly World is also 2/1 half cross. It's on 28 count. Yeah, okay, next. Okay, so next is a piece that I've really been missing working on. Yeah, I haven't worked on it in about a month. Like a good month for sure, and I was really missing it. So I pulled it out, and I'm speaking about Dragons of the Sabbat. The artwork is by, oh, I haven't been telling you that either. Please forgive me. If you're curious, let me know, and I can I'll get back to you. So the artwork is by oh my gosh, Anne Stokes. Gosh, by Anne Stokes. And this one was charted by Pain Free Crafts. It is no longer available there, but it is available on Haid in a couple of different options. So I completed all of the black by the end of last year, and this year my goal was to get this dragon complete, the blue dragon. It's a lot. It's something like 50,000 stitches, so it is quite a bit. And yeah, I'm behind. I'm not sure. I think I can still manage to get him complete, but yeah, I'm not sure. So I put in again about 1,000 stitches, so 370 plus 663. So about 1,000 stitches, and I have 264,141 stitches completed out of the 604,000 stitches. Okay, I'm at 43.73%. I'm not going to take the whole thing out of the Q-snap. I'll just show you. So it's kind of wrapped up in there. But I've been filling in more of the dragon. So you can kind of see his head's coming in. There's his spikes on the back of his head. His body is in here. So yeah, he's so big he doesn't even fit in this 8x12. Some of that looks white, but it's actually white or very, very, very pale blue stitching. So like in here, for example, that is all stitched. There's 1 or 2 ninja stitches that are left, but that's all stitched. Yeah, it's hard to see. But anyways, so yeah, so I think I can get him done by the end of this year. Pretty sure. Okay. My next one that I want to show you is an anniversary piece for my husband and I. So originally it was supposed to be for our 25th wedding anniversary, which was this year, a couple months ago. That didn't happen. And it's not going to happen for next year either. But I'm talking about Home Sweet Home. This is a fan favorite. So the artwork is by Diana Dengel, and it is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. So let me show you. I think it'll be a lot easier. Beautiful chart. I'm not going to take it all out of the Q-snap, but I want to show you what I have completed. So that's what I have completed. So I'm at 51.8%. So I'm over halfway done. So the first thing I had done was go all the way across the top. That's his head, the husband's head, and then her head is over here. And right now, the part that I'm going to show you is the section all in there. So I want to get that all completed. That's the bottom of the piece right there. So I want to get that all completed before I move the Q-snap. Okay, and here it is. So there's the kitty cat. This is the person's foot. There's still a number of stitches that are missing in there, but it's coming slowly because there is so much confetti, and that, like, yes, this is mostly block stitching. It's mostly 3 colors, black 3371 and 9 something, but 939 I think. But holy confetti all up in there and all in here. So much confetti. And yeah, so this is the bottom of the piece here. So the other issue that I have with this that's making it go slower than I would like it to is that the pattern doesn't work quite well in Markup RXP. I have tried reloading it a couple of times and from different files, but the first half, like the left half of the chart works fine. The right half of the chart does not. And so what I'm having to do, which is also slowing me down, is I'm having to go through and pick a symbol and then highlight all of those symbols manually, like assign them manually to a specific color, and then stitch them. And then of course what always ends up happening is you miss some and then have to go back and fix them. And anyways, it's a little slow. However, like I said, I'm at 51.8%. So my goal for this year is, I think, 60%. So I think I can get it, but we'll talk about the goals later. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, let's talk about the letter D. So I am doing I decided I had dropped the temperature stitching and that kind of stuff, and whip go wasn't for me. So decided to start doing this ABC, so alphabet stitching. So basically I started with a letter A. I had like 4 or 5 projects that started with the letter A. I picked one of them and I put in 1,000 stitches, and then I move on to letter B. I don't have to get them done all in 1 week. Whenever I get it done, I get it done, but I'm not moving on to the next piece until I get my 1,000 stitches in. So this past week, I finally got to my letter D, and I just realized I never even showed you C, but let me show you D first, just because I have it on my lap. And let me show you the picture. So this was a piece I haven't worked on in many months, and so I was super excited to get to it. There was no question about which piece I was going to work on. So this is called Daydream Lions. I believe it's by Retarding Creations, and the artwork is Sheena Pike, and that's what it's gonna look like. Love lions. So I start in the top left, which was great because we get into stuff right away. And how many did I do, by the way? I put in 1,737 stitches because I had to break it. I broke it up over two days. I put in 495 stitches the first day, and then I pulled it out again on day 2, and I was just having so much fun. I just kept going, and then I realized, yeah, oh, I have done a total of about 1,750 stitches. So this is where she is. So I'm super excited. So the last time I worked on this, it was a bit of a slog because the amount of confetti in her ear is crazy. So I decided to move out of there. I did actually finish it. I still have some stitches in here to do, but then I decided to pick out her eyes and her nose. So they're finally coming in. She's looking so great. She's looking so great. I'm so excited about working on this project. So this is definitely not going to wait another 6 months for me to work on her for sure. I was having a really, really, really good time. Yeah. Super excited. So that was Daydream Lions. Now, I might as well show you. So the next letter is E. I'll show you C in a minute, but the next letter is E, and believe it or not, I only have one project that starts with the letter E, and that is Everyday Which is Familiar Raven. So let me just show you what that looks like. So There we go. And that is what that one looks like. It's beautiful. So right now I'm in the top left corner, just in the sky. And I can't wait to get to some of those beautiful green colors. What have I got so far? Beautiful chart. I did not pull it out, so, but the dark, ignore the red because that's just the color that's selected. But yeah, so you can see the blue. Oh my gosh. The blue is what I have completed. So not that much. So that will be for the letter E. Now, for the letter C, where is... It's right here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a picture in because it's gigantic and it's heavy and I don't want to pick it up. And how many stitches did I do? I did a total of 1,117 stitches and I'm at 0.22%. So I've got 2,415 stitches out of 1,080,000 stitches. So long way to go on that one. So that's C. So that's the alphabet stitching. Okay, next is another new start, which I started not this week, last week. And I think I talked about it. I didn't show you though. I don't think I showed you. And if I did, I apologize. I'll show you again. So this one is called Forest Richest Corner. So this was one of the new starts that was pulled about a month and a half ago. I never got a chance to start it. And so I finally did start it about a week ago. There's a lot of backstitching in that. And I put in, there's how many? There's 31,500 stitches in this whole piece. So it's not very big, as you'll see. And I've only done 166 stitches. So some 939 and some yellows. I'm doing this on 16 count. I'm doing this on 16 count linen, which I dyed myself a long time ago. So yeah, it's a little wrinkled. It's been in the cupboard for a while. Okay. Next up. This was part of my Monopoly stitching, and I will show it just in case, because I know not everybody watches Monopoly. So this is the Slytherin crest, which is, that's what it will look like when it's finished. This was on a blog by Colleen Carrington. I've had a lot of issues with it. Yeah, I don't know. I've had a lot of issues with it. So my plan is to do all 4 crests on this piece of 22 count even weave. I messed up royally somewhere. Not 100% sure where exactly. But so I'm just making it up as I go. So this one might be a little bit smaller or narrower than the others, but that's okay. But that's where I am. So since the last time you saw it, I finished all of the dark gray. sorry, I thought there was a needle attached to that. Yeah, I finished all the dark gray, and then I started on some of the light gray and some of this purple. Yeah. How many stitches did I do? 150. Or, sorry, 150 is actually what I was supposed to do. That's what I was supposed to do for my Monopoly game. What I actually did was this week, just a couple of days ago, I did 235 stitches. Oh, let me put that back in there. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, the next one. No, I did not work on this since I saw you last. Nor did I work on that. Okay. If I remember correctly, the last time I told you that I had started 3 projects, but I don't think, and I think I showed you what the pictures would look like. I don't think I showed you the actual stitching, so I'm just going to show you that real quick. So the first one is called oh, the picture's not going to show up, is it? Of course not. Barnyard, bath time, no, yeah, Barnyard, bath time, Highland Calf. This is by Louise Clark. It is from Sunflower Stitches, and that's what it would look like. So it's 300 by 300. It's not massive. I thought that was super, super cute. And I put in not a ton. Hello. Apparently I did not write it down. I knew I was missing something. That's it. Okay, sorry. So I don't know how many stitches I did. Well, actually, I should know how much. From 574. So that's what I did there. I'm just working on it cross country. Sorry, the lighting is bad in here. We have a really gray, dreary day. So 574 stitches. This is being done on 27 count even weave, which I have to do something with the edges of. So thought that was really cute. So I'm at 0.64%. There's a total of 90,000 stitches in this. Another new start that I had made but never shown you. The Rusty Cauldron. This is artwork by Lisa Parker. It's from Heaven and Earth Designs. And I just started it. I started it on the diagonal, and I only have 214 stitches in it. That's it. That's all I have. And yeah, there's a lot. I'm doing this 2/1 half cross. A lot of park threads. We'll see. I'm gonna start off doing it this way, and we'll see how I like it. I'm doing this on 25 count. So just a small start on that one. Okay, Another one that I just started, which I think I told you about, but again, I think it was another one that I didn't, I maybe showed you what the whole thing looks like, but not, but I didn't show you the what I had done. So I'm just going to show you that real quick. There it is. This is artwork by Leonid Afremov. It is a chart by Artisy, and it is Fog in the Evening Park. I don't have any pieces like this, and I've been dying to start this, so I was really excited about that. And I put in 421 stitches, again, just working in cross country. I'm doing this on 25 count Lugana. Right, 25 count, 28 count, sorry, 28 count Lugana. Yeah. So, not a ton. All right. Did not work on that. Did not work on that. Did not work on that. Okay, the final whip that I worked on. No, it's not the final whip. I always forget the stuff that's not in Q-snaps. Okay, so this is one of my focus pieces, and it's a fan favorite. It's my favorite piece, I think, out of all my pieces. And I'm talking about Sunset in Venice. And this is artwork by Dominic Davidson. It's a Heaven and Earth design. When it is completed, it will look like this. It's beautiful. So this one is a selecta size, so it's bigger than the regular, smaller than the super size. It is regular colors. There's only 87 colors. And I'm working on, here, let me show you. So I'm working in this section here. So I'm not quite to the bottom of the piece. I have, sorry, I have stitched on the bottom of the piece, but right now it's in the Q-snap sort of to here. So the beginning of the bridge, this foliage, and then all the way across. And so what I was doing, I was filling in all the ninja stitches. Oh, there's one little ninja stitch there I have to do. I was trying to see what that is, but that's a ninja stitch. Okay, so I have a couple more to do up there. And I was just working my way down, completing everything as I could go, and I've been filling in a lot of this stuff. So this is where the bridge starts. This is the start of the gondola. This is the pole that the gondola is tied to. So I'm going to finish all of this and then move the Q-snap down, finish the bottom, and then I don't know what I'll do. I'll go, whether I want to go back across the top or the bottom, I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's looking so great. It's looking so great, so great, so great. And that's all being done on, 25 count, even weave with DMC floss. And I am at 38.9%. I think my goal for this year was to get it to 40 or 45%. I'll show you that a little bit later, but yeah, it's doable. It's definitely doable. I have so far 117,335 stitches completed out of the 301,600. So this week, I've put in, or I guess in the past 2 weeks, I didn't write anything down last week. things were just too crazy. But this week I put in 1,132 stitches. So yeah, so that is that. Next. Okay, next is a restart. So I want to show you the image. And I don't have the old one anymore, unfortunately, because I deleted it off of here. Okay, I'm gonna have to put a picture in here. Okay, so I'm talking about Diana and Cupid by Bottoni, and I was I'll have to put a picture in here because I can't pull it up right now on my screen. And I had been doing this. This was a pattern by Visa on Facebook, and I was doing it on 28 count, and this is how much I had done. So almost 3 pages, 2 3/4 pages. And I wasn't happy with it. It's a lot of green. Anyway, I decided at one point, let me just have a look at what the image actually, like a high resolution image actually looks like. And it doesn't look like this. It just doesn't. So what I decided to do was to retard it myself. So I pulled up a very high quality digital image, and I used my wind stitch and I retarded it so that it looks a lot better. And you'll see, I think if I can put the old picture and the new picture, you'll see the difference. Yeah, I'll put that's what I'll do, is I'll put the old picture and then the new picture. I don't know if I could do them side by side, but you'll see the difference. There's a big difference in what these look like. So I started it again, and that's right here. So I'm doing this on 25 count this time, and I am doing it sideways because it wasn't going to fit on my scroll frame. So I'm doing it sideways, and I'm doing it in Saga, and that's what I have. That's it. So it's the top left. Yeah, doing it sideways. So the sky here is gray. It is a little bit gray, but not green. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, I mean, it's a huge bummer. It's a huge bummer that I had that much done, and I just wasn't happy with it. It's a huge bummer to restart it, but I think I'm going to be a lot happier with this, and I am going to do it half cross. So on the 28 count, I had started doing 2/1 half cross, and I couldn't even get my needle through it. So I had actually switched it over to full 1/1 full cross, and which again would take longer as well. So on the 25 count, I could do 2/1 half cross, no problem. The coverage is great. I'm happy with the coverage, so that's what I'm going to do there. Okay, and my next one that I want to show you. Oh, I should show you the picture. This is what she will look like when she's complete. And I put in 1,515 stitches into this a couple of days ago. we're working our way across the top. And so this time I worked in all of this stuff. So this was quite higher. So there's a lot of black. But anyway, so that's what I did. I put in 1,500 stitches of black. And this project is 14.34%. I have 56,029 stitches completed out of the 390,825. So not in a huge rush for this one. This one's just going, slow. I love working on it. But it is taking some time for sure. Okay, and then the last one. So this is called Roma. It's a very bad picture. That's what it would look like. And I didn't do a ton. I focused on the letters. Getting more of some of that white done, and then some of the stuff in here too, but not a ton there. And oh, sorry, I think I did all of this. That's where my needle is. All of this stuff in here, which is showing it's all of this is that color there. So yeah, so this is nice to work on when I ow. This is nice to, I stabbed myself again. This is nice to work on when I am watching a movie or something with hubby and I can't see, you know, a 28 count. This is on 14 count, so it's nice and easy. I don't need anything special any glasses or anything. Okay. That is it for the whips. The only thing I have left, so I've showed you the finished object, I've shown you my whips, I've even shown you my new start, right? So in the past couple of weeks, I started, what, five projects? So I started Winter Wolf by Artisy. That's the one I showed you, the first one I showed you. And I started The Forest Witch's Corner and Fog in the Evening Park. And I restarted Deanna and Cupids. That's 4. So let's pick what the next one's going to be. How about that? I just have a little bit of haul that I wanted to show. And hello, Editing Jade here, and a couple of things I forgot. I made a couple of purchases of cross stitch patterns from Stitches So Beautiful that I wanted to show you because I could not resist. If you've seen my channel before, then you know I've been collecting these ladies, and I have a couple started. The first one is this one. Respectfully, I'm a Witch. I just love the colors. I love the colors and the attitude. So that's the first one. And then the second one is called The Shit Stirrer. And I know they're not for everybody, but they're just fun. So that was the 2 cross stitch purchases that I made just a couple of days ago. So I went to a fiber festival locally here yesterday, and I bought a few things. So they did have some cross stitch stuff. I got some freebie patterns. which I'll show another time. But for spinning, they had this beautiful supported spindle. She spins absolutely beautiful. So this was handmade. So her daughter, this is actual a knitting needle, and then her daughter makes the clay whirls or whatever these things are called. But anyway, so I tested it out before I bought it. It spins amazing, so I'm looking forward to using that. Okay, and then I bought some yarn. So the first one I bought was from Revolution Yarn, and it is nice and sparkly. Yeah, you can kind of see the sparkles there. But how fun! How fun is that? This is going to make an amazing pair of socks. So this is fingering, 462 yards, 2-ply. I don't know if this is going to be socks. We'll see. Maybe. I have other yarn to knit with first. Okay, so then I purchased from the Alpaca Yarn Company, Pack-Up Heads HT. So it's fingering weight. So it's super fine alpaca, super washable, and 15% nylon. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. I think, yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this. Whether I'm going to make a nice pair of socks or maybe a hat. I don't know. We'll see. So this is by Riverside Studio, who I really love their yarn. The colorway is Crocus. So this is merino nylon. Yeah, superwash merino nylon. And oh, this is it's 4 ounces, 402 meters. A little bit thicker than fingering, but it's not quite a DK. Maybe it's a sport. This might have to be, I think this is going to be paired with a gray. Not this, this is the wrong gray. Yeah, this is the wrong gray. It's not going to be this one. But it might have to be paired with something for a shawl. I think it's going to make a beautiful shawl. This one I bought from the same place, Revolution Yarn, as I bought that first yarn. It's also just a plain gray, superwash merino nylon. All right. Then from Amaranth Fibers, I got Sock and Roll Monster Mash. Look how beautiful that is. How cool is that? I just thought, you know what? This would make such a fun pair of socks. So this might be my Halloween cast on. And finally, I could not resist this. This is also from Alpaca Trails. Thread Lightly. This is 100% alpaca in a DK weight in my favorite color. Oh, it's so, I wish we had feel-o-vision because it is so soft. Anyway, so yeah. So those are my purchases. So that's it. So if you're still here, thank you so much. So I'm gonna put in the little video with the next pick for the new start. So keep an eye out for that. And I'll be back in a couple of weeks, hopefully with a lot more stitching, but we'll see. I really had a good time this past week doing some solid stitching. I really had missed it, and I realized just how much I need it for my own mental health and my own well-being. So super excited. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're happy, healthy, safe, doing lots of stitching and spending time with your loved ones. And until the next time, my friends, as always, be kind. Bye.